In Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett, Luke helps Grogu remember his past, and we get an amazing flashback to when Grogu was at the Jedi Temple during Order 66. Things look bleak for Grogu, but we know he survives, so the question is, how did he survive, and more importantly, who saved him? Welcome to the video, everyone. I am pumped up to talk about this, so let's get right into it. Revenge of the Sith is roughly 28 years before the events of the Mandoverse, so that would make Grogu 22 years old during Order 66. Although he seems to be quite powerful in the Force, given his slow growth towards maturity, I would guess he's not very powerful yet and is unable to defend himself. Grogu definitely needs to be saved by someone. Let's first rule out a bunch of people so we can narrow down our candidates. I've seen the Bad Batch floated around. This is not possible as they are off-world during Order 66. This can be seen in the season premiere of Season 1. Secondly, I don't believe a bounty hunter makes any sense either. They wouldn't be hanging around the temple, so someone would have had knowledge of Order 66, when it would happen, and then hire them for the rescue job. Not happening. We also know it wasn't Yoda, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Caleb Doom, or Cal Kestis, as we have already seen where they were during Order 66. So who saved Grogu? I have 4 candidates, and I'll spend the bulk of the time talking about the final one because it's the most fun. First off, when we look at some of the more known Jedi who survived Order 66, well, at least for a little bit, that list gives us Jocasta Nu, Eeth Koth, and Quinlan Vos. We can scratch Eeth Koth off as he went into exile prior to Revenge of the Sith. Quinlan Vos is a viable character who definitely fits the bill as someone capable of saving Grogu and fending off the 501st. His backstory around this time is also a bit of a mystery if I recall correctly, so he can easily be written in as the savior. Jocasta Nu might make the most logical sense since we know that she was in the temple and survived. Would the elderly librarian be capable of defending against the 501st after they already just downed 3 Jedi Knights? Potentially, she was once a member of the Jedi High Council, which adds legitimacy to her power. My third candidate is out of left field. We have seen that not all inhibitor chips function at 100%, case in point looking at the Bad Batch. What if a member of the 501st whose inhibitor chip isn't fully functioning decides he can't let a child be murdered and turn on his brothers? He would then be able to sneak Grogu out as the clones wouldn't be looking for one of their own, and Grogu fits nicely in a bag for storage as we have seen in some episodes. Now we arrive at the fun one, the absolutely unlikely one, the one that will blow people's minds if it happens. Yes, I'm talking about that guy, and before you dismiss the idea, hear me out on this one. First, let's get this out of the way. People survive all types of stuff in Star Wars, Boba, Maul, Palpatine being prime examples. My logic with TV is if you don't see a dead body on screen, there's always a chance. I also believe Mace could have easily survived the fall, which I break down in this video in the top right. Seriously, check it out and let me know what you think. I believe the fall was easily survivable. The current state of Star Wars and Marvel loves big surprises and reveals, and I'm sure over at Lucasfilm they saw the Disney Plus numbers, the merchandise numbers, the positive discussions on social media when they put Ahsoka and Bo-Katan in live action, and then culminating with motherfucking Luke Skywalker slicing through Dark Troopers. Fans love it. In this season of Boba, we just got more Luke and Ahsoka, and even Cad Bane and Black Chrysanthemum. All of this suggests to me that the chance of Mace making an appearance is now a little less far-fetched than what it once was. And I'm not talking about Mace appearing in the present storyline. I'm not going to get into if he's still alive, where he is, etc. This is strictly for the flashback. The flashback Grogu had is very similar to Din Djarin's. We were shown a part of Din's early on with a cliffhanger of who saved him, and then we eventually got the payoff later in the season with Clan Vizsla saving him. We see a scared Grogu as 3 Jedi Knights are mowed down by the 501st, and then they point at Grogu. We will get a second part to this, and if Mace appears, it will shut down the internet. Everyone's collective minds will explode seeing him on screen again. Outside of the wow factor, narratively, it makes a lot of sense as well. Mace's trip through the window was prior to Order 66, and after he's able to get his head straight with everything that had just happened to him, he may have headed back to the temple to warn the Jedi and to get medical help. Remember, he doesn't know that the clones have turned at this point. That should put him in the Jedi Temple either just before or after the attack by Vader and the 501st. Mace would have an opportunity to save Grogu and would definitely be powerful enough to take out the clones. If I had to pick one of these 4 candidates, my vote is definitely for Mace. In my opinion, it doesn't cheapen the story or weaken other characters if he survived. Palpatine still wins. He still destroys the Jedi Order and becomes Emperor, and Anakin still becomes Darth Vader. None of that is undermined by Mace surviving. Mace coming back would be awesome to see, and we all know Sam Jackson wants to play the character again. They have the deepfake technology stuff looking great with this latest instance with Luke, so now they could easily de-age Sam for this role. So let me know in the comments, who do you think it will be? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.